All right, Shalom, Shalom. First thing I want to do is give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash. Devil honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Salutation, brothers, pushing his word with truth, sincerity, with charity. So, through the Spirit, what I want to go on through today, it's just, hey, look, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, all right? We're not ignorant of, his tactics, all right, to either discourage you, discredit you, all right, to hinder, little hindrance, that Esau, Edom got going on, you know what I mean, to really, afflict you, all right? We understand, through the Spirit, because Yahweh Shema Shai has given us this understanding, all right, that all these things, the ways of the world, all right, like the scriptures say, all right, know that the love of the world is enmity with the Most High, all right? Esau Edom uses everything, in this world, these what worldly people would consider dainties, all right, what people in the world would consider luxuries, all right, he would dangle them in front of you as if they, really, really mean something. Don't get me wrong, it might make you a little comfortable, but the scriptures also say, what is it? The man gain the whole world and lose his soul. So what's the point? You got all these dainties, and you got all the nice cars, you got the jewelry, you got the chains, when really at the end all be all, you're gonna catch a fire and brimstone. So what does that matter anyways? All right, none of that shit matters. Now you look at guys like, Gorilla Hebrew, Sakari, whatever the fuck his name is, Alizé, all right, and you can see that guys has never been, really sincere about doing this work. It was always about money for them. All right, like he say, he was putting on some Hebrew cosplay, all right, when really that statement alone shows you that he never believed from the get-go. It was all a front. So when you hear about him doing the him in the acts of pegging and all of it, this dude was really an agent for Esau. All right, whether you want to believe it or not, somebody could be an agent and not even know they're an agent. All right, they're anti-Hamashiach. They're like the scriptures say, antichrist, but they're anti-Hamashiach, man, anti-anointed. All right, because they doing it. All right, and that's why you see, guys that's teaching, all right, to make it easier for women to swallow. All right, easier for men to swallow much polygamy and things of that nature, which that's lawful, all right, but it's so much more to the aspects of the truth and knowledge of how about Shema Shai than having more than one wife, man. All right, and to be honest, you got more than one wife, you got more than one headache. All right, so you got men that come into the faith and they come in for the wrong reasons, and that's how guys, get in and get swept away, because like the scriptures refer to the seed that fell on stony ground. Yeah, they sit around for a moment, but when the sun come, I burn them up. Like when that affliction, and what really, that affliction come, all right, that persecution, when that heat get cut on, they be, hey, I'm out of here, and really, ultimately, they wasn't a part of the elect in the get-go. All right? Guys act like they care about Yahweh Shema Shai, but they really just in there for ulterior motives. All right? In this faith, all right, like what the scriptures say, count the cost. We understand who our enemies are. All right? And you should never put nothing past your enemy. All right? You should never put none past your enemy. All right? An enemy is an enemy for a reason. You know? You should never think that your enemy is not capable of something. You know, oh, they ain't on that. Or like you may have a Edomite at work that you cool with. All right? At the end of the day, you understand, you know, the attributes of an Edomite. You can't trust him. And you really can't trust Jake. You know, like the scriptures say, you're like your father, the devil. All right, and the lust of your father you would do. All right, he was a murderer from the beginning. All right, who's that talking about? It's talking about Esau, Edom. Really, it's going to Cain, but you know, Cain, all right, is Esau reincarnated. You know, so you know when you see certain things, you know, you see going on. You know, you shouldn't let those things get you bent out of shape. You know, whether it's a woman, because that's a product of Esau. And let's be honest, our women are a product of Esau. Our women are a byproduct of the Idumean rulership. All right, our young men, our sons, our daughters, if they dipping or dabbing in homosexuality, all right, that's a product of wickedness. But who promote the wickedness? Esau, Edom. You know, because you know, let's say you may not be listening to Beyonce or whatever, but when even in the music, you know, she say it don't matter who you love. Love is love. When you listen to these songs, you know, they really, all right, putting the messages in our kids' heads, man. So really, they products of Esau. You know, they products of Esau, and you can't get, you know, try not to get so bent out of shape, you know, because it shouldn't be, you know, like Yaki like to say, what else do you expect? You know, like even like having a wife. If you got a wife, you like you get what? Trouble in the what? Flesh. All right. So these things that we should already, all right, count the cost and understand these things, you know. And me personally, this is something that I'm getting better at, is controlling my anger and my frustration in the world. Because really, we should be extremely happy. Like the scriptures say, rejoice and be glad. All right? And then it say, your adversary, the devil, is coming down to you having great wrath, because you know if you have a short time. He said, nigga, be happy. All right? Yeah, it don't feel good and shit going on, may not seem, you know, for the rest of the world. All right, but actually, we should be fucking happy. We should be leaping for joy. We got the knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. While the rest of the world don't understand what's going on, we got to know. We're in the know about what's really going on. All right? We actually know. So we should be happy, all right, and should be excited that these things are happening. These things are going down. We shouldn't be getting bent out of shape and, you know, getting your blood pressure raised. All right, we should really be right now at this moment be shouting and leaping for joy, because the steps that Esau taking right now is moving towards a cashless society, which is going to bring in the MOTB. We should be happy about that, not sad. Hey, look, like the Elder Jeremiah say, if your woman leave, that's the best thing she can ever do for you. You know, that's the best thing she can ever do for you. You know, so hey, look, let the Lord cook, man. You know, let Yahweh Shema Shai cook, man. You know. If she leave, let her leave. But if you know she stay, she stay. You know. So with that, you know, I just wanted to do something quick, man, because we can't be so caught up in the feeling of feeling down, and you know Jake could get discouraged because you know, Esau inconvenience you, or, you know, you may be dealing with some bullshit with court, or, you know, you got Esau at work bothering you. But really, when that shit happen, you should have a big smile on your face. Because, yeah, you got it now, big bro. You got it. You know, but the table's about to turn, man. You know? Because this shit gonna happen all in a sudden. It's not gonna be sudden. It's not gonna be... Once this shit get to kicking off, it's gonna be a short thing. Alright? It's not gonna be the drawn out thing. Once Esau get to moving and making his final motherfucking move, Yahweh Shema Shai gonna make his move. Like the scripture say, when the enemy come in as a flood, then the Lord's gonna lift the standard. What's that? The spiritual powers, man. Alright? Certain men, alright, you know, which is a part of the elect, alright, turn to Superman, turn into the Flash, turn into the Hulk. Alright? Without turning green and having gamma radiation, all that weird shit. You know? So with that, you know, I just hope it was edifying. I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Shema Shai, B'Shem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to you brothers pushing this word with truth, sincerity, with charity. Shalom and the Bible.